Hi there guys and welcome back. I'm your host sSsDoOm, and today we're actually once again checking out Slither.io. In fact, I'm actually recording this even though I haven't uploaded the prior episode I've already recorded. But yeah, this one, I figured fuck it, I think it's more, I'm in the mood to play it, and I cannot do anything about that guy. How disappointing. But, really? Really, buddy? But yeah, I've went ahead and been playing a bit, and I've also watched a couple videos here and there, and there's people talking about the whole cheating on Slither.io, and cheating and hacking. Basically, someone has taken time to create effectively a hack. What the shit? Okay then. He didn't even leave any orbs behind, he just vanished. That's a little out there, but alright. But yeah, the one of these YouTubers, I got the video in my feed, so I decided to humor it, and he's using basically a hack that someone has created for Slither.io, and it's basically gives you a zoom option. And I personally think that's kind of bullshit, to be honest. I mean, when it comes to hacking and stuff like that, you can basically do whatever you want in a single player aspect. I could care less. I mean, it's your own game, you're impacting it yourself. But when it comes to multiplayer online games like Slither.io, it's an entirely different story. It is basically a, here I'm going to give myself a effectively unfair advantage. I mean, if it were just changing the appearance of the worms to make them look like other colors, or maybe make them look a little more detailed or something like that, then it'd be fine and dandy. But because it actually impacts gameplay, I think that's something that you shouldn't do. It's cheating, it's ridiculous. I mean, I feel the same way in a lot of multiplayer games. I mean, a single player game, you can do whatever the hell you want to the game. You can break it in whatever way, and it doesn't really matter because you're playing it yourself. Even I've gone into like Skyrim and put mods in that were... It didn't increase the challenge anyway, and sometimes they even decreased it, like followers sometimes do that when you get them. And, like, but that's my own prerogative, same with anyone else. That's fine, you can do that all you want. I mean, it's your own game. I mean, you can have people watch it, but they're not actually impacting them directly. And that guy just teleported through me. But when it comes to the multiplayer aspect, it's like mods and hacks and that should be used with some conscience in mind. If it gives you an unfair advantage, then it's really... I mean, frame rate, that's not a huge thing. I mean, I heard Agar.io, or Agar.io, as I've been seeing now and corrected, is that, like, that would have been a slight advantage, but it's not a huge one. It's not an entirely game-changing one. It just increased it to the point where you get a higher rate. And, I mean, I guess a few frames per second would impact the game to some extent, but I'm not going to complain about frame rate. But when it comes to stuff like... I fucked up. Sorry, I hesitated for a second there because I was trying to get that guy. But, when it comes to playing stuff like this, I mean, frame rate would be fine to adjust. But something like a zoom function lets you zoom way out? No. I mean, you can say, oh, well, that's a feature that should be in the game. I think it should be in the game. Well, it's not. I mean, if you want it in the game, and you want it to be actually a part of it, why don't you talk to the makers of the game? Why don't you send them a message and maybe start a chat with them, or try and start maybe a small petition or something. Basically try to get a hold of them to find out, well, hey, can you put this into the game? I mean, then everyone kind of gets the advantage. I mean, modded Minecraft, there's a lot of mods there that can really increase the difficulty or decrease it in a lot of ways. And, I mean, it's its own thing. When it comes to mods, if you're playing on your own as a single player, you're playing on your own. If you're playing with other people, then you should basically, like, the mod packs are actually beneficial because everybody gets the same mods. But stuff that's like an X-ray hack, it's a legitimate X-ray hack, no, that's wrong. You shouldn't use it. That's why people get banned on servers, because it's cheating. I mean, it gives you an unfair advantage over other players. And it really shouldn't be something that you should have. Similarly, stuff like radars and that. I mean, a map is okay for something like Minecraft because it doesn't always give you that true advantage there over anyone else unless it starts showing the other players, in which case, like in a faction one, that could be... What the shit? He just kind of went through me. And then those two died, and what the fuck was with that guy? That guy was weird looking. I haven't seen one like that before, but whatever. I mean... Like, if it shows the other players, which I think it requires a server side, but if it doesn't, then in a faction-based thing where they don't want you to know where other people are, that would be, once again, cheating. Even, I mean, you can make a map. Is the only reason why I would be even... fucking consider a map. I mean, it is a little bit cheap, being that, oh, hey, I can make myself a slight advantage, be able to see things on the map that other people wouldn't. Like, an underground map is a little bit cheaty, but not most of the mods counterbalance it by basically hiding anything you haven't seen yet yourself, or at least haven't lit up. And I mean, that's... To be fair, I don't do faction-based games for Minecraft, so doing anything with it would just not really, I mean, it wouldn't affect me directly, but it's kind of, I guess it would be more of the opinion of those that actually play that stuff. But if it does give you that unfair advantage, and that's what... You still shouldn't really use it in the first place. I mean, really anything that gives an unfair advantage should just not be used. I mean, seriously. It's cheap, it takes away from the game for everyone else, and takes a lot out of the game, too. I mean, like, this is the challenge right here. Not being able to see where everyone is, not knowing what I'm running into. To take away this challenge would do some damage to the game. I mean, it would give me an unfair advantage over everyone else, and allow me to see where they are, and basically I could plan ahead way more than other people without it could. And it really, that's cheap. It shouldn't be like that where you have this stupidly unfair advantage that you can know where everyone fucking is. Ah, he fucking got me. I was doing alright. But, oh, well, that's a... And somehow I made him run into me. But, sorry, I have my moments of silence while I'm trying to concentrate on what's going on. You guys should be used to that by now, if any of you are regular watchers. If not, then sorry, I have that habit. But... Come on, turn around. Can I get to him? Can I get to the orbs? Can I get to him? Ooh, that's close. That's fucking close. Ah, shit. Ah! I ran into him. I'm doing terrible on Stop It headset. You tell I just turned the headset on? I'm dealing with the auto shutdown shit again. But, yeah, like, this game... No. That's... If you want it, contact the developers of the game. Ask them, hey, guys, can you possibly consider putting this into the game? And if they say no, it's part of the challenge, then, well, there you go. I mean, because that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like it's supposed to be part of the challenge of the game. Ooh, I almost ran into him. I mean, it creates a dynamic to the game that is one that... Ooh, hey, where do you think you're going? You're not going to win that fight. I know how to deal with you fucks. But it's like, it gives this quite unfair advantage that is not one you should have. Similarly, I mean, that's like, it's basically saying, oh, well, this is a feature I think should be a part of the game, so I should be allowed to use it. It's like saying, oh, seeing through a wall in fucking Rainbow Six Vegas Siege, like, I'm not say Vegas, but Siege, or any Rainbow Six, I guess, I should be allowed to do that. I should be able to see everyone on the map if I want. If that was really Jack, I will laugh my ass off. He was doing good, and then I fucked it all up for him. But it's like, no, that's wrong. You shouldn't have that type of unfair advantage over everyone else. It's not something that should be allowed and is pretty much bullshit, to be honest. I mean, seriously. I mean, I've ran into people that I think have that mentality. Oh, I think I should be able to see through this wall mentality. Or, I don't even know. I don't know what... I mean, some of them I think they're just out to ruin the game for everyone else. And that could be another reason why people use it. Because, honestly, I mean, sure, it might have its entertainment by increasing and adding stuff like that. But at the same time, it is really fucking cheap and bullshit and... I mean, it gives you that unfair advantage you really shouldn't fucking have. Yeah, I know you saw me coming. Yeah, hey. Yeah, you're mindful of me. But it's like, I just realized the person in one is called Morgoth, Snake of Chaos. But, I mean, it's like, oh, I think this game should have... Like, this is a comment I saw on the one video I watched. Is basically saying that this is a feature should be had and it gives that unfair advantage is like, it's the equivalent of saying, oh, I think this game should have infinite health. I mean, installing the mod for infinite health is kind of takes away from the game as a whole. And I mean, in an online multiplayer game, that's bullshit. I mean, nobody else is going to enjoy it. You're taking away from their part in the game, just so you have the satisfaction of this one fucking boost that's kind of fucking ridiculous. That's right, buddy. I closed you in so I could steal your orbs. And now I'm going to tighten the noose. That's right. Give me all. There we go. We're doing pretty good. But, I mean, if you want a feature in a game, I mean, if it's a single-player game, go ahead and mod it. I mean, that's your prerogative. You can do whatever you want. You can audit, hack it. If you find someone else's work, then go ahead and take advantage of it. Fine and dandy. Do it. Just do whatever the hell you want. I mean... But if it's a multiplayer online game, like, unless it's something that, like, with Minecraft or Terraria, where the mod is literally one everybody has to have to be able to play, like, that's something that's completely fine. Or, I mean, or maybe it's a mod added by the developers themselves. Okay, that's fine, too. I mean, it's another person just randomly disappearing. What the hell is that? Is that something... Is there something, like, some sort of cheat going on that people are using that's letting him just magically disappear? And, oh, he might have ran into the edge. We're that close to the fucking edge. Well, damn. If that's what happens when you get internet, it's kind of disappointing. But, I mean, if everyone agrees to it, then that's fine. But if it's like, oh, well, I'm the only one that's going to have access to this, that's bullshit. It shouldn't be allowed, and it's really fucking cheap. I mean, if the makers wanted you to have something bullshit above anyone else, they'd do it. I mean, but that's, I mean, it's better to play the game fairly and enjoy it for what it is. I mean, this here is a challenge of its own. But that's what makes it fun. I mean, this is a challenge. Because I can't see that far ahead. This guy... Really? I was ahead of him. Fucking hell. Well, we made on the leaderboard, that's something. But yeah, that's my opinion on the matter. I mean, everyone has a different opinion, but like I said, I mean, it's literally like going into an MMO. Hey, look at me, I'm going to hack the game so I have infinite health and a damage weapon that does instant kill damage because it's so high. Nah, that's bullshit. Or, oh, I want wall hacks. Well, Rainbow Six Siege, you want wall hacks, why don't you pull out fucking Pulse and run around with his little sensor on like, hey guys, I can see through the wall, and use my pistol. Not, oh, I'm going to walk over to this door, I'm going to flip this up because I know someone's right there, flip it down, pop him in the head. Like he knew they were there the entire fucking time. I had someone fucking do that. He literally walked over, just staring through the wall at my teammate the entire time like he knew he was there, and the teammate hadn't even fucking moved, done nothing. Pops the thing up real quick, pops it down, shoots him. Right in the head. Like, perfect shot. And it's like he was already aimed at his head. It's like he just had to do that just to, oh, well, I heard something, so I was just checking. Nah, it's bullshit. Hell, I had a game last night. I mean, I'm going into stories here. I'll go this so you got something to view other on the background. I had a game last night where we had some very questionable opponents. There was a glass on the other team that was basically just instant fucking headshot. Like, he knew you were there. He would just take a pot shot down the fucking room and get a headshot. And a couple of his buddies seemed to have this native instinct to figure out, oh, well, you're there. I mean, you can guess, well, maybe it's some sound, stuff like that. Well, then someone rage quit, and at the same time, a friend of mine ended up disconnecting. Liar Meaties, or Ari, as you've heard me talking to him, he abruptly disconnected. His internet took a shit. Well, he basically they decided, well, fuck it, we're just going to go all out, suddenly. They magically fucking nailed me. Really, buddy? With a headshot. And it's like, oh, that's fine and dandy. I mean, that could have been normal. It looked a little questionable from the angle, but fine. It's whatever. Then came... And I fucked up. And then came me and watching the kill cam. So I'm watching, well, not the kill cam, the cameras, because it put you in them. I'm watching, here's one of my teammates. He's shooting at one of the other guys. Suddenly, the enemy team's ass just, poof, flies through a wall and shoots him in the back of the head. I mean, there was no way he could have came from that. Oh, how did I miss that? That's kind of embarrassing. But it's like, how did he do that? I mean, maybe lag, you'd think, but the ash was not in the building, so it didn't make much sense. Well, then the true form of the bullshit showed in the kill cam. One of the guys was hanging off the side of the building on the fucking roof, and just, he's upside down. Like, he is legitimately upside down, and he just, well, he fucking teleported in. He got a headshot while flying through the wall with the camera upside down. And he, yeah. He just fucking got a kill instantly. And it's like he was on the outside of the house. You could see him on the outside of the house. I didn't bother recording it because it was already bullshit to begin with. I guess I should have, because I didn't expect him to do that kind of bullshit. But it's like, outside of the house, suddenly, headshot as he's flying through the wall, and suddenly he's upright on the inside of the house. Mind you, this is also on the side of, like, he couldn't have come through the door to do it, because the door itself was, well, still boarded up. I blew it. I mean, it was so obvious and blatant bullshit that, and one of the other guys in the opposing team even called it out. He's like, oh, hey, it's too bad someone had in such a horrible note, some cheater Even though he was one of the ones, he was the one that warped through the house and shot a guy in the back of the head. Execution stuff. I mean, hell, he had like one of the guys. Like the reason why I knew it was bullshit to begin with is one of the guys was basically aiming through the walls, like he knew right where your head was, and he just pop you the moment you come through to a wall that was breakable. It was, and it's like those aren't the only games we've had like that. There's been several, and it's ridiculous. I mean, I keep hoping that Ubisoft will keep the game up to date and that, but I have a feeling it may get to the point where they won't. I mean, one of my favorite games from a long while back, Ghost Recon Future Soldier, turned into nothing but hackers. Ubisoft abandoned it. They didn't even bother updating it, nothing after a point. I sold the game back to GameStop only like 2 months after I bought it, because what was I supposed to do? One of the last games I played, there were 3 guys in the opposing team that were just literally flip. I got killed by the one, and I got to watch him. Well, actually, before I got killed by him, I was watching him because I had managed to get to a spot and could see him. I watched him flip to look one side of the map, pop a guy in the head, flip around 180, instant, pop another guy in the head, and then flip to look at me. And it was not like there was a slow motion. No, it was instant. His entire fucking figure just flip, flip. I mean, it was just like, oh, hey, this is the direction he's looking. Suddenly he's like that. It was instant. And 2 of his buddies were doing it too. I mean, like that game, it was total bullshit to the point of it's like, I'm done. I had to sell it. And it's sad that we have to deal with people like that in any game. I mean, Slither.io's packs are not that severe, but they're still an unfair advantage, and because of the bullshit that I've seen in a lot of different games of people doing stuff, of ridiculous nature that isn't fair, I don't think you should use that for Slither.io. That's my opinion. I know that's not going to stop a lot of people, but it's my opinion of it, so I guess I'll leave you guys with that. I don't know how long this video is, probably a decent one, but that's it for this episode, guys. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to like, favorite, or subscribe. Hell, if you just enjoyed me talking about this or my opinion, then just give me a thumbs up, something. Some feedback here. But I will catch you guys in the next video. See ya.